First of all, everybody doing all right? Thanks for being here today. Before I kind of comment on the upcoming season, I just want to talk about last year real briefly. Obviously, as a team, we did not have a year that we feel like is acceptable for Penn State baseball. And, over the course of the last 10 months or whatever it's been, done a lot of thinking about it and looking back on it. And the truth is that as a coaching staff, we didn't do a good enough job for these guys. But I'm real excited about what these guys have put forth this fall. I'm excited about our coaching staff. I'm excited about the effort that we've all put in together. And I think everybody's going to be real excited to see what kind of team that we can put out there this year. So, having said that, I'm excited about the upcoming year. I'm excited to get going. I probably have had more fun coaching in the fall, this past fall, with this group of guys than I have in a long, long time. I'm excited to just kind of see where this journey goes with these guys, and excited about the prospects of what they can do. So, with that, we'll open it to questions. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had a ton of fun coaching it, but just I think the overall ownership that these guys have taken, the accountability to each other. We put together a manual of kind of a manual of excellence that we want our program to be known as. And when I say we, the players did it. And so just watching them bring the freshmen into the fold, watching their work ethic, watching them, grow and we've done once a week since we started. We even gave up a day of practice once a week. We've been doing like a culture workshop, talking about leadership, accountability, toughness, competing, selflessness, and they've been the ones driving it. So that part of it's been a lot of fun, and that's part of why I got into coaching in the first place, was to be a part of that type of atmosphere. So they've done a heck of a job with it.
How'd you come up with the idea to kind of substitute practice for, like you said, a workshop?
So at the end of every year, whether you have a good year or a bad year, you kind of sit back and go, okay, well, we struggled this year, and usually, you don't sit there and go, well, we didn't do enough of that hitting drill, or we didn't do enough of taking that ground ball drill. Usually what you say is, hey, you know what, we didn't buy in enough as a group, or we didn't compete the way that I felt like we could have. And when you have a great season, you don't ever say, well, you know what, that one hitting drill we did over and over again was the key to our success. What you say is these guys bought in, they were totally on the same page, they competed, and the culture was great. So I just felt like, for me, I was like, you know what, I even though I know the drill part, the mechanic part, the technical part of the sport is extremely important, but the culture and the competitiveness, I think, is so much more important than that. So we just decided we're going to make this a priority.
So towards the end of the year, we were struggling at one point, and
Towards the end of last year,
we were struggling, and a couple of players, Coop got a couple players together, and we realized that we needed a change in everything that we do, our day-to-day program, our daily routine, everything. And we thought of, four things, like he said, that really we thought could change how we do things. And then from that, we put those in the manual and introduced them to the rest of the team. And those became kind of what we built, or what we started our season off this fall with. And it kind of, everyone really took it serious and took it for what it was, and it kind of really helped us to start building the team the right way.
and actually, to add on to that, the very first time they presented the manual to the new players, to the team, that group of guys that helped craft it, that actually crafted it, they're the ones that presented the material to the guys. So again, this was player driven, and something that they can really take ownership of.
Well, what are kind of the expectations
Yeah, I think that's the biggest word right there is just get him assimilated. But the thing about Mac is he has a real love to compete. Whether it's on the football field, on the baseball field, he loves baseball too. Um, and we're just trying to get him to understand. Okay, hey, here's how we practice. Here's how we do stuff. Trying to get him back up to speed on playing the game at this level. And he's doing a great job. He's really worked hard to make an impact in a short period of time. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of blown away just with his progress. But he's gonna have some challenges ahead of him just because, obviously he's missed some time and he's got to learn to play the game at this level. But also, besides just lifting, besides just practicing with us, he's doing all the football conditioning and lifting. He's a really good student, and so he's burning that candle at on both ends, and it's just so he's gonna have a couple days where he's gonna hit the wall mentally and physically, and but I love coaching him, I can tell you that, and more importantly, I think it's really cool. Coach Franklin and their staff they're 100% behind him playing baseball.
Brandon, just what your impressions been as you guys get the
And like Coop said, like Max, he works really hard. He comes to the ballpark every day, puts in a lot of work. He's one of the first guys there. He brings a fun energy also to our team, and I think that's made an impact on us. And obviously, we didn't have him all fall at all for any practices. So for him to come in and he hasn't played baseball since his high school season, and he's jumped in like he hasn't missed a beat, and he's helped us out a lot, and about that energy.
I think one of the cool things is how much he's trying to learn, from everybody. I'm a pitcher, I'm a junior, and he's a freshman infielder, outfielder. So, but he still asks me plenty of questions, and I've helped him as much as I could. But it's just his want to learn is pretty impressive.
Ryan, Justin, just how excited are you guys to get done spring workouts and finally race them up against another team?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm ready to get going. We go against each other a lot starting in the fall. I'm ready to see someone in New Jersey, new face, face some different arms. And, we put last year behind us, but it's also something for us returning guys that, it's a motivating thing for us to come back, have a good year this year.
Yeah, as awesome as it is to compete against your team, it definitely is something to get that first weekend started and compete against somebody else. Just pushing each other in these inter squads and all that, it really gets you ready for the season. So I think we're all ready.
You guys have a big freshman class over this fall on the roster. How have you thought they've meshed with the team so far?
I think they've done a great job. Obviously, they got here in the summer before the rest of us when we were out playing summer ball. And, right from the start when they got here. And then in the fall, I thought they meshed with us really well. And it's been really cool because, the upperclassmen have been able to help them out and push them, but they've also pushed us, and we've learned a lot from them also. And it's been, it hasn't been like upperclassmen versus freshmen at all. It's been all of us together. Everyone's been bought in, and everyone's pushed everyone. And I think it's made us a lot better.
I can speak mostly for the pitchers. That's who I'm around most, but they're right on the same level as everyone else. They're pushing us as much as we're pushing them, like Ryan said. But they're really going after spots that every spot's open. They're going after them, and I think all the pitchers are gonna contribute right away as freshmen. But as for the position players, the rest of them, they weren't scared to get right into it. The first at bats they had in the fall up until right now, they weren't afraid at all. So that was a big thing for them.
For me personally, I always, just always trying to refine my skills defensively behind the plate. My position's, huge on the defensive side. But also I put a ton of work in offensively, and all of us as an offense, as hitters. I spent a lot of time, in the fall just getting better. And for me personally, I wanted to cut down on strikeouts. and that was big for me. I wanted to put that time in, and I really, made that a big point for me all fall and still to this point.
So I saw a pretty big strength increase last year, and I kind of wanted to continue that up until this off season and through this season. So that was one of my big emphases. And then also just kind of refining all of my pitches, keep making every pitch better, and try to be the best I can be on the mound by, perfecting 3 pitches.
Any questions? Coach, this is shuffling obviously with the pitchers and Sal going. Do you have a set rotation for this weekend for moving forward?
Yeah, it's funny. We had a conversation with a group of the pitchers last night where it was, we just wanted to make sure they understood kind of where they were moving forward. I can tell you that in my opinion, it's the deepest staff we've had since we've been here. And there is a real thin margin between, like Justin's going to pitch Friday night, but there's not that much difference. And when I say this is a compliment to Justin as well and the other guys. There's not a large difference between him and the guy maybe who would be in that 6th spot. So, we have deep, some deep depth on the mound, and Justin's going to go Friday. Taylor Lehman's going to go Saturday, and Dante Biazzi will go Sunday. So the Biazzi family will get another taste of one of their kids pitching. But we're excited about it. I think the competition overall has just been what has really helped propel this program, and whether it's the freshmen or the guys returning or guys competing, like, these 2 guys right here. These 2 guys really want to win, and, they're better players than their stats would say last year. And so I know just that competition of, hey, I want to be better. I want to show that there's, like I'll give you a perfect example. Like Ryan Sloniger, we brought in a junior college catcher infielder named Shea Sobrani from California, and Ryan's his roommate. And a lot of guys might look at it like, why would I be roommates with a guy that is can potentially play my position? But if anything, he's helped Shea get acclimated to that position. He's helped him get acclimated to Penn State, and that takes some toughness, and that takes a guy that's really committed to winning. But he's also competing at the same time. So it's been a lot of fun. Go back to why it's been so much fun. It's stuff like that, watching, just guys trying to make the team better. And I think that's why you'll see a better product this year. Well, not I think, I know you will. That I got to do a better job. I didn't do a good job, and our coaches didn't do a good job. And it not just in, there's so much more to being a coach than just being able to coach the X's and O's and the mechanics and where a guy needs to line up. It's about, how you take care of your guys, how you communicate with them. And look, I actually think that that's one of my strengths. I wasn't doing a good job of it. It's not fun to look in the mirror and tell yourself that when, I've got people that'll call me and go, hey, how would you handle this? And I'm sitting there going, almost like, why are you calling me? Like, I need to do a better job on my own end. So I think the biggest thing is making sure these guys know every day that our coaching staff has their back 100%, holding them accountable to the standards of the program and the university, and letting them play. Let them just be baseball players and go play. And so I think for us that was the biggest thing. And then what it does is it takes away some of the shackles almost of not needing to be perfect, fear, whatever it is, for these guys to really maximize their ability. Now, I think if you were to ask them, they would tell you we're definitely not practicing any easier than we ever have. We're not, it's not a country club, but it's definitely, there's just more commitment and closeness on everybody's part. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.